balloons. What is their purpose? Are they a fun, colorful party accessory? Or can they do much more than that? Today, I'm going to be answering this question, not just for myself, but for the entire world. While scientists around the world are all working together diligently to find a cure for the coronavirus, I am going to be sitting in my apartment and playing with balloons. For this experiment to really have a purpose, I had to do some research.
This is a copyright-free song. Yeah, this song's copyright-free. Alright.
I began my research the same way I always do. I thanked Shaq. Thank you, Shaq. And I poured a cup of the blackest coffee this side of the Mississippi.
It's copyright-free.
I gathered the necessary tools for optimal research, and I got to work.
It's a scientific round, lots of science going on. And the song is copyright-free, yeah. You can't copyright me. You can't copyright me on this joint. No, it's copyright.
After countless hours of several experiments, measurements, and diligent note-taking, it was time for the real test.
That's important research, yeah.
I decided to sleep on it. Tomorrow, we would have our answer. Okay, so over here we have our collection of balloons that sort of turned into a balloon ball pit, if you will. It's a bit difficult to navigate through here, but you know, I've been managing.
Eliminates a bitch!
All right, let's get started. With the necessary tools at my disposal, I can start the recording session and hopefully obtain the samples required for this experiment. Recording starting now. Session beginning. T-minus recording. I'm going to move on to the burning phase of this, as I will attempt to pop a balloon using this lighter. Do not try this at home. Nice transients on that. Ending session, recording, stop. That's gonna have to do it for today. Oh, that's hot. Now that the research is complete, we can get started. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, myself.
Self-ad.
Go follow me on Twitch. I don't really stream much music related stuff. It's more just,
It's basically my potential corona.
really tossing my brain salad. The stream has been an absolute dumpster fire. Come on, all together now. So I've gathered all the data collected from the research that I conducted earlier. I've spliced these samples up into individual parts. Let's take a listen to a few of them. That one sounds like a chicken. Interesting. I think we all know what that one sounds like. What on earth? Do not try this at home. Nice pre-drop vocal here. Really nice chunk on the low end of the balloon pop. This is from the fire pop. That's just simply incredible. So I'm gonna do this just as I always do, and I'm gonna jump right on in. I have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna do. Let's just find out. So I think our tempo, I'm just gonna leave it at 130. Balloon type beats sound like they would thrive at 130 beats per minute. So I think what I'll do for the intro is I'm just gonna take some of the popping sounds, bring them over here and see if we can create some kind of groove with them. So we got a percussive loop. Now let's make a balloon intro. I kind of want to use the chicken one. See if we can kind of warp it to fit the groove of the pop intro. So we've got this cool balloon percussive intro and then a little bit of like a background synth, which ultimately leads up to this little pre-drop here. Do not try this at home. And then for the drop, I took this kind of really cool synth here. Synth. It's a balloon squeaking. But I took this one right here because it transitions up into that high squeal, and it's just so nice. It's just so nice. What we could do with that is we can highlight one section as such, and then reverse it, and then play it back and forth. And that'll be kind of the main theme
Of our epic drop.
I just threw in another random balloon squeak in here for like the first initial hit, which paired together will come together like this. And now we just need some drums. So we put just a kick and a snare and a little bit of sidechain, and this is where we're at now. I think for the most part, this is just gonna be kind of raw, untouched balloons for like the authenticity of this whole experiment. So let's get a thick sub bass in here. All right, let's try and tone this 808 down a little bit. A little distortion on the 808. Has anyone ever distorted an 808 before? I think it might be the first one. I kind of want the first two like balloon hits before it goes into the high sustained squeal. Let's just absolutely sauce them up. You know, just an unhealthy amount of reverb. And then basically it's gonna be this sopping, wet, reverberated arena fart balloon sound that will ultimately just sort of suction cup its way into this dry little squeakaroonie. And then on this one right here, where it goes silent, let's bring in another balloony boy. What haven't we used yet? There's a lot. I don't know, let's see if I can drag this in and make some magic out of it. Let's just see if it flows. Okay, a little bit. Who knows what we're missing? Who knows what we're missing? Who wants to take a guess? Go for it. Go ahead and take a guess. Rhymes with schmat. We'll start with our basic 1, 2, 3, 4 hi-hat pattern, and then we'll add in some variations since this is kind of like a banger like that. I'm just gonna start off by chucking in this hat. This is already quite the squeaky balloon banger here. Oh, maybe like an impact. So I have this impact that I found here on Splice. If I take this and I put it right on the first kick, and then if I drag it over, it might kind of create a little swell effect. Let's see how it sounds, I don't know. And then maybe also reverse it again, so we have another, even more of a suction leading up to the snare. Now I'm gonna just kind of create a little bit of variation with these hats here. So I'll put this little open symbol here too on the first hit, and we'll do the same thing where we just smash it in and then reverse it. All of this combined over each other. I like to call it the boombox cartel effect, although I don't know if they're necessarily the ones that kind of invented it, but I always just sort of look at it as them. It hits, and then it like everything sucks back up, and then right in the snare, it's just like this dry, sick, dope synth. But essentially, it's just accomplished by doing this right here, where you have an impact or some type of, you know, something, and then you just reverse suck it back into the snare. And when we have the cymbals, this is what it sounds like. Maybe for this little like goat, sheep, balloon, stuttery part that turns around, I could do another type of snare fill. And then maybe automate the pitch so that the snare goes up and then down. So this very first sound that I recorded sounds like if we stretched it out, it could make a cool riser, maybe. So let's just give that a shot. Regardless of what you stretch, it's ultimately just gonna sound like shit. See if we can find one of the balloon sounds that kind of is more like a wet fart. That's pretty up there. Oh, that's the money spot right there. Let's put that right here. And then you know the process, rinse and repeat. So let's copy our whole drop right over to here. Instead of resampling and changing the pitch on our like main balloon squeak, I'm just gonna see what happens when I add the frequency shifter, because I'm lazy like that.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
That just sounds cool. I'm just gonna leave it exactly like that. And then for this little boy right here, let's throw in like a chant. Should we use the dog bark from the Virtual Riot video? All right. I'm gonna call it. I mean, this might sound like absolute dog shit, but I think it sounds pretty cool. So with that said, I'm just gonna play it start to finish. This will definitely help humanity progress forward in a positive direction, I would say. All right, let's listen. Do not try this at home. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry I haven't uploaded too much recently, but we're kicking it back up now, so all good. Come join us on Twitch. We're streaming all the time over there. Link up with the Girth Gang and the Discord if you haven't yet. Yeah, that's gonna do it. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. See you later. Do not try this at home.